Welcome back, everyone. My name is Michelle, and this is Horror Book Hellhound. So you may be wondering why I look like I look. And there is no short, easy answer for that. There's really not. I actually went and got my Medusa piercing yesterday, so I have a very, very fat upper lip, and I really need to film today. So, pardon me if I sound a little weird. I mean, I think I'm talking like normal. It's just hard to move my upper lip. So, please forgive me for that. As far as the makeup goes, I am doing a photo shoot right after this, so might have gotten ready a little too early, but here we are. I don't think y'all will mind because you all know that I'm a little bit crazy. Anyway, let's get into this mini book haul. I say mini, there's like a good little size haul here as far as, you know, finances go. So let's just dive right into it. I haven't done a book haul with you guys in a very long time, it feels like, anyway, and this might not even be all of the books I need to haul with you guys because I don't really remember where we left off, and I've moved since then and it's just been crazy. So let's just dive right in and hopefully you guys have a fun time with me. First up on the book haul, we have The Doctor's Demons. Look at that beautiful cover. And there's our author, Maria Abrams. I have been hearing interesting mixed reviews about this book. A lot of booktubers that I follow here on YouTube are saying they either really enjoy it, they really love it, or they absolutely hate it. I have heard it mentioned that there have been quite a few grammatical errors, so I have a feeling this book might end up being one I hate. But let's take a look-see on what it is about, in case you guys don't know. The back of the book says, child psychiatrist Hannah Cohen thought she could handle difficult cases, but medical school never prepared her for Elena, nor the demon that's possessing her. Hannah finds a way to rid Elena of her demon, but not without a price. Years later, Hannah has grown comfortable exorcising the demons of her patients until she meets Lucas. Whatever is inside of Lucas is far more powerful than anything she has faced. The denizens of hell are angry with Hannah, and they sent one of their leaders to destroy her. So honestly, this book is somewhat giving me the same vibes as, what was it called? All These Subtle Deceits? That we actually did a review here on this channel for not too crazy long ago. In fact, I think these two books actually came in the same Nightworms package, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, obviously I'm intrigued by this book. I have been planning to read it for quite a while because I do tend to prioritize my demonic possession horror novels over anything else, but I just haven't gotten around to this one for some reason. So hopefully we'll be getting to that sooner rather than later. Next up we have The 7 Visitations of Sydney Burgess by Andy Marino. This cover is absolutely gorgeous. Here's our author. Ooh, it looks so creepy. This book was an impulse buy at Books A Million. I don't even remember looking in the horror section, but here it is. It's definitely a demonic possession case. It even says at the top, possession is an addiction. So let's check out the back, because honestly it's been so long since I've purchased this one, I don't even remember what exactly it is about. Sydney Burgess has spent years burying her past and building a better life for herself and her young son. A respectable job, a home, and a boyfriend who loves her son and accepts her, flaws and all. But when she opens her front door and a masked intruder knocks her briefly unconscious, everything begins to collapse. She wakes in the hospital and tells a harrowing story of escape. The cops tell her a different story, because the intruder is now lying dead in her home. As horrific memories of past addictions surface, an unnatural darkness starts whispering in her ear. It begins to change into something unimaginable, and the darkness has a terrible craving of its own. Yeah, you guys know if it's about demonic possession or even remotely about demonic possession, I'm into it. This one's slightly larger than the Doctor's Demons, so I might have to put this off for a little while, but I am intrigued, and I honestly haven't heard a lot of people on BookTube and Book Talk and all the Bookstagram and all that stuff talk about this particular book. So if you guys have read it, give me a thumbs up or thumbs down in the comment section down below to tell me what you thought of it. This next book was also an impulse buy. I'm pretty sure I bought it at the same time that I bought the 7 Visitations of Sydney Burgess, and that is How to Be Eaten by Maria Adelman. If you guys remember in the last video I did, I think it was the July TBR one, I showed you those 2 books that have the wolf coming down from above, which was Sundial, and also, God, what was the other one? It was a short story collection that I'm currently reading, and now I can't remember. Beasts and Beauty, something like that. This is the other one that I was talking about that has the wolf coming down from above. And obviously we have like a little Red Riding Hood character here. This book sounds amazing. I have to share with you guys what it's about. So, in present-day New York City, 5 women meet in a basement support group to process their traumas. Bernice grapples with the fallout of dating a psychopathic, blue-bearded billionaire. Ruby, once devoured by a wolf, now wears him as a coat. Gretel questions her memory of being held captive in a house made of candy. Ashley, the winner of a bacheloresque dating show, wonders if she really got her promised fairy tale ending. And Raina's love story will shock them all. Though the women start out wary of one another, judging each other's stories, gradually they begin to realize that they may have more in common than they supposed. What really brought them here? What secrets will they reveal? And is it too late for them to rescue one another? Dark, edgy, and wickedly funny, this debut for readers of Carmen Maria Machado, Kristen Arnett, and Kelly Link takes our coziest, most beloved childhood stories, exposes them as anti-feminist nightmares, and transforms them into a new kind of myth for grown-up women. I'm all about this, especially in the anti-woman, you know, culture that's being formed within the American government. Me being stuck in America, I want to read some feminist horror fiction. Yes, I do. I really do. And I hope it's as good as it sounds, because it sounds amazing. Okay, you guys, the next one I'm absolutely ready for, but also terrified to start, because if I hate it, I will throw myself off of a building. Just kidding. And that is From Below by Darcy Coates. First of all, look at this fucking cover. This cover is everything. Darcy Coates. Your covers are always everything. Mwah. Just beautiful. Ah, can't get over that. Okay, so a lot of you probably already know what this book is about, but in case you don't, I will go over the back pretty quickly. This one sounds really amazing. It sounds like Darcy's kind of stepping outside of her comfort zone, a little bit away from the haunted house trope, but also still keeping the spooky, cozy, creepy vibe. Years ago, during a routine voyage, the SS Arcadia vanished without a trace. Though a strange, garbled emergency message was broadcast, neither the ship nor any of its crew could be found. 60 years later, its wreck has finally been discovered more than 300 miles from its intended course. A silent graveyard deep beneath the ocean's surface, eagerly waiting for the first sign of life. Cove and her dive team have been granted permission to explore the Arcadia's rusting hull. Their purpose is straightforward. Examine the wreck, film everything, and if possible, uncover how and why the supposedly unsinkable ship vanished. But the Arcadia has not yet had its fill of death, and something dark and hungry watches from below. With limited oxygen and the ship slowly closing in around them, Cove and her team will have to fight their way free of the unspeakable horror now desperate to claim them. Oh my god. I just watched Underwater not too long ago, and I've always had, I don't know how to say the word. Is it thalassophobia? I don't remember. But there's a certain phobia that a lot of people have of, like, not being able to see the bottom in a body of water, or just like being in open water that you know is deep. Always had that fear. Always will have that fear. I hate it. I hate it. So this book is really going to test me, I think, on my limits of being able to deal with that phobia. But I am excited. Next, we have a book by an author that I just discovered on TikTok or Book Talk, whatever you want to call it, and I am so excited. And that is Opal Rain or Renee? Renee? I don't know. And her book is called A Soul to Keep, and this is the first in a series called the Duskwalker Brides book. So just check this out, first of all. You knew, all of you fucking knew, seeing this character right here, who looks like a Wendigo, tall, bony guy with fur and monster qualities and horns. This is my kryptonite. If you put something like this on the cover of your fucking book, I am going to buy it. It doesn't even matter if it has anything to do with the story or not. I will buy it because of that. Now, don't trick me, because I will fuck you up for tricking me. But just having a character like this in your story, I will buy it. I will buy it every fucking time. I have a thing for tall, bony guys with horns. That's just it. Anyway, let's talk about what this book is about, because it sounds quite smutty. All Rhea ever wanted was freedom. And again, I'm assuming her name is Rhea. I don't really know how to pronounce it. It's R-E-I-A is the main character's name. Known as a harbinger of bad omens and blamed for demons eating her family, Rhea is shunned by her entire village. When the next offering is due and the monstrous Duskwalker is seen heading their way, her village offers her an impossible choice: be thrown into the prison cells or allow herself to be sacrificed to a faceless monster. However, he is not what he seems. His skull face and glowing eyes are ethereal, and she finds herself unwittingly enchanted by him. All Orpheus ever wanted was a companion. Each decade, in exchange for a protection ward from the demons that terrorize the world, Orpheus takes a human offering to the Vale, the place he lives and the home of demons. The brief companionship does little to ease his loneliness, and their lives were always unfortunately cut short. He thought it was a hopeless endeavor until he met her. She's not afraid of him, and his insatiable desire deepens within every moment of her presence. But will Orpheus be able to convince Rhea to stay before she's lost to him forever? This sounds romantic. This sounds fantastic. This sounds like there's probably going to be some smut involved. Monster porn is my thing. I look like a monster right now, or like I'm dying. Either way, if Orpheus came and knocked on my door, hell yeah, is all I'm saying. Next up, we have a book that I have been waiting to read forever, and that is Seed by Anya Allborn, or Anaya Allborn, whatever you say, however you pronounce her name. Now, I've been told by a lot of people that this is one of Anya's best books, if not her best book. I don't know, it's kind of a tie between this one and Brother. I've only read like one, maybe two other Anya Allborn books, and that was The Shuddering. So I am excited to dive into some of her other works. I have a couple of her other books behind me on the shelves too. But anyway, this is what Seed is about. With nothing but the clothes on his back and something horrific snapping at his heels, Jack Winter fled his rural Georgia home when he was just a boy. Watching the world he knew vanish in a trucker's rearview mirror, he thought he was leaving an unspeakable nightmare behind forever. Now, years later, the bright new future he's built suddenly turns pitch black as something fiendishly familiar looms dead ahead. Surviving a violent car crash seems like a miracle for Jack's family, but Jack knows there's nothing divine about it. The profound evil he uncovered as a boy has finally found him again. The thing that crouched at his bedside with soulless eyes and grinning razor-sharp teeth is back with plans for Jack and his angelic youngest daughter, and a chilling promise. I've always been here, and I'll never leave. Ooh! Okay, so this sounds like it could potentially go the demonic possession route, but it definitely sounds like there is a demon, some kind of demonic type monster involved, and I'm all about that. All about it. So yes, I'm excited. Next up is a book that I was on the fence about purchasing for a very, very long time. And you know what? I finally caught it on sale at Books A Million, so I went ahead and bought it. And that is Pine by Francine Toon. First of all, I was on the fence because this cover reeled me in from the jump. But you know, it's called a literary gothic thriller to chill the marrow. So let me tell you what this is about, and you'll see why I ultimately gave in. Lauren and her father, Neil, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce the name, live alone in the Highlands in a small village surrounded by forest. When a woman stumbles onto the road one Halloween night, Neil drives her back to their house. In the morning, she's gone. In a community where daughters rebel and men quietly rage, mysteries like these are not out of the ordinary. Lauren looks for answers in her tarot cards, hoping she might be able to read her father's turbulent mind. Neighbors know more than they let on, but when a local teenager goes missing, it's no longer clear who she can trust. In a place that can feel like the edge of the world, Toon brilliantly captures the wildness of rural childhood and the intensity of small-town claustrophobia, uniting uniting the chill of a modern Gothic with the pulse of a thriller. See, that sounds really exciting to me. It's not necessarily horror, but anytime somebody brings up the word Gothic, I kind of get that like classic Gothic literature vibe. If it's even remotely along that vein, I will enjoy this book, and I know that for a fucking fact. So I'm excited, and honestly, anything to do with forests, possible serial killers or monsters in the woods, like, you know your girl's down for that shit. Like, yes. Okay, I finally broke down and got it, you guys. I finally broke down and got it. I know you're gonna call me that basic bitch, but I kind of am. And that brings us to our next book, which is King of Battle and Blood. Here is our author. Go ahead and take a quick look at that name because I don't want to butcher it. This book is all over Book Talk, Bookstagram, BookTube. Anyone who remotely enjoys, like, I don't even think this is YA. Honestly, Okay, so let's read the back of King of Battle and Blood. Isolde de Lara considers her wedding day to be her death day. To end a years-long war and protect the people of her kingdom, she is to marry the vampire king, Adrian Alexander Vasiliev, and kill him. But her assassination attempt is thwarted, and Adrian warns that if Isolde tries to kill him again, he will raise her as the undead. Faced with the possibility of becoming the thing she hates most, Isolde seeks other ways to defy him and survive the violence and political machinations of Adrian's brutal vampire court. Fun stuff. Except it isn't the court she ends up fearing the most. It's Adrian and her intense attraction to him. Wrapped in mystery and a past he refuses to discuss, Adrian nevertheless starts to become less of a monster to Isolde. Despite their undeniable chemistry, Isolde can't help but wonder why the king, fierce, complicated, ambitious, and at times inexplicably tender, chose her as consort. The answer will shatter her world. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for this drama. I'm ready. I don't know when I'm going to get around to it, to be honest, because I still have, like, The Court of Thorn and Roses, that whole series to start. I still have all sorts of shit to start and finish. So I don't know exactly when I'm going to get around to this, but it's here. It's staying here until I read it, damn it. That's all. Alright, 3 books left, guys. 3. The next one up is one that I literally just saw on Amazon as I was passing through, and I really liked the cover, and so here we are. And that is Bishop by Candice Nola. You tell me that cover's not buying it. It's badass. Badassery. Anyway, let's read what it's about. Erin Rogers and her daughter Casey have been missing in the Alaskan wilderness for 5 days. Troy Spencer is determined to find his sister and niece at any cost. Once there, a local tells Troy about a loner, Bishop, a man shrouded in secrets who may be his only hope. As Troy sets out to find the mysterious Bishop, Casey is lost in the woods, alone and frightened, seeking help for her gravely injured mother. But she is not alone. Something ancient stalks these forested trails, something evil that hungers for fresh blood. The group soon finds themselves caught in a struggle against time as an ancient rivalry is renewed. I'm assuming it has something to do with Bishop and the potential for him to be some kind of berserker type grizzly man. Just basing all that shit off the cover, I have no actual idea. But this sounds cool, and it's very short, and the font honestly is pretty big, as you guys can see. So I'm probably just going to sit down one day. Alright guys, 2 more. Stay with me, guys. Stay with me. The next one I saw on Bookstagram a couple of days ago, and well, not a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I immediately had to order it because, you'll see why. And this is called Old Scratch, Demon Tales and Devil Hells. Yes. Look at the cover. Ergo ipso facto, you know why I ordered it. And there's our editors. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Dive into 15 levels of hell by some of the hottest authors in indie horror. Inside these pages, you will find new takes on demons, hell, and even Satan himself. Grab a seat, get cozy, and let the words warm your eternal soul as Crimson Pinnacle Press proudly presents Old Scratch. Yes. All of the yes. All of the yes, please, daddy dearest. Yes. So I'm assuming this is a short story yeah, it's a short story collection by different authors. The font is actually very tiny, so even though the book is pretty small, I have a feeling that this one will keep me busy. Any short story collection that is horror, I will be interested in, but one that is specifically about demons and like kind of reinventing the idea and concepts of demons and hell, I must have. So here we are. Last but not least, guys, I finally got it. I finally got it. It is Hell House by Richard Matheson. I love this cover, first of all. I've actually seen this book at like Barnes & Noble before, and it had a different cover, a really like bland, boring cover, so I didn't buy it. But this cover I got at Books A Million, and I was just like, hallelujah, it looks more interesting, and honestly it was cheaper. So, in case there are a few of you out there who don't know, this is what Hell House is about. For over 20 years, Belasco House has stood empty. Regarded as the Mount Everest of haunted houses, it is a venerable mansion whose shadowed walls have witnessed scenes of almost unimaginable horror and depravity. 2 previous expeditions to investigate its secrets met with disaster, the participants destroyed by murder, suicide, or insanity. Now a new investigation has been mounted, bringing 4 strangers to the forbidding mansion determined to probe Belasco House for the ultimate secrets of life and death. Each has his or her own reason for daring the unknown torments and temptations of the mansion, but can any soul survive what lurks within the most haunted house on earth? So that's it, guys. That is all the books that I think I have not shared with you guys. There might be a few here and there that you see that you're like, wait a second. But these are the ones that I knew without a shadow of a doubt that I had not shared with y'all before, so here we are. Again, I do apologize for looking a little more crazy than normal, but at the same time, I don't apologize. I take it back because this is just who I am, and if you enjoy my content, you're gonna have to get over that. Love you. So I will see you all in the next video. If you enjoyed today's content, please give me a comment down below. Let me know which one of these books sounds the most interesting to you. Again, if you've read any of these, you can just simply give me a thumbs up or thumbs down in the title of the book to let me know what you thought of it. No spoilers, please. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. It really helps me out. Subscribe if you haven't already, and just stick around and see, because we got more content coming at you soon. So, with that being said, I will let you all go. Have a wonderful, safe weekend, whatever the hell this video goes up, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, hellhounds.